into the trade idea. Okay, this trade idea that I will be sharing today, well, it's already over, okay? But nonetheless, it's good to review, right? So it's on PowKiwi. So, okay, this trade idea was actually fired out back in August 26. Yep. So, well, judging from the screenshot, you can see that, there's a range, right? A 400 pips range. Yes, I know, 400 pips is like, wow, this is crazy, right? But remember, this trade idea was actually fired out based on a daily time frame. Okay, so 400 pips for a daily time frame, it's as good as like a 40 pips range for H1 time frame, maybe, right? So the motivation behind this trade idea is simple. Okay, it has been ranging. So I'm actually looking for a breakout above or below this range. Okay, now back in August, I think it was early August, I think during the first week of August, okay, the Bank of England, during their monetary policy meeting, they did not provide any clues on, tapering, QE tapering, okay. Although yes, they did revise their economic projections positively, okay. Other than that, nothing much on QE tapering was being mentioned, okay. Fine, no problem. Turning over to the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, okay? So as we already know, they have already ended their QE program, like put a stop to it, okay? And they were supposed to hike interest rates, right? But because, due to the lockdown, the recently imposed lockdown across New Zealand, they decided to put their decision on hold, okay, onto October's meeting, all right? So we are still going to expect the central bank, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, to hike interest rate during their October meeting, okay? So fundamentally speaking, I'm actually expecting the New Zealand dollar to be stronger, okay, than the British pound, all right? So let's head over to the chart. Okay, so like I've mentioned, this is a daily chart, okay? So I think, yeah, this blue dotted line over here, vertical dotted line over here is where the trade idea was fired out. And then probably around 4 or 5 days later, trade idea got triggered at 1.956. Okay, it was a sell stop. It was a sell stop order, right? Okay, so it actually came down. Okay, some profits were made. Now, however, okay, I decided to close the trade for 163 pips, okay, at this golden line over here, all right? This is the level that I closed my trade at. Why is that the case? Because on the same day itself, the Bank of England, they will actually be, well, not the Bank of England, I would say, Governor Bailey and some of the committee members, okay, from the central bank will actually be testifying in front of Parliament, okay, on monetary policy report and the inflation report, all right? So because of that, we're not sure what's going to happen, right? We're not sure what the central banker and his colleagues will be saying, okay, will be sharing, or even the members of parliament, what will they be asking or grilling the members, right? So because of news like that, major impact news, okay, I decided to close my trade and take whatever profit I have, all right? So it turns out that during the monetary policy meeting, okay, the BOE's governor, Andrew Bailey, okay, actually highlighted that, all right? Let me get this right. He actually highlighted that 4 out of 8 committee members, okay, including Bailey himself, all right, felt that the minimum criteria for the Bank of England to consider an increase in interest rates has been met, okay? This whole incident happened during the August monetary policy meeting, and nobody knows about it, all right? It wasn't announced, okay? There was no news coming from CNBC, CNN, Reuters, Bloomberg, and things like that, right? So that is why we have to pay attention whenever there is, monetary policy meeting, and of course, testimony by, central banker themselves or the committee members, or maybe, speeches being held by committee members. Okay, so because of this, okay, this actually is I wouldn't say it's a very strong kind of news, okay, but it has some strength in it. Okay, it actually led to some strengthening of the pound across the board. Okay, because I mean 4 out of 8 things that the minimum criteria for increasing a rate to consider an increase in the interest rate has been met. So it's actually one step ahead, okay, one step towards a hike in interest rate, right? To consider means considering all the economic data from the UK, okay, especially yesterday when the strong CPI data was being released, okay, data like that will actually motivate the central banker and its colleagues, to have a stronger conviction towards an interest rate hike or even a QE tapering, right? So because of news like that, yeah, I normally would want to just secure my profits and close my trade. Okay, so as you can see from the chart over here, pound kiwi actually strengthened, right? Strengthened, and it actually hover across, I would say, at the moment, for the past few days, okay, since last week, it has been hovering across above the level that I close my trade at, okay, in order to secure the profits. So yeah, that's the end of my trade idea share.